Look at that. It's a skull. Does that scare
Hello, friends. Hey, we're out here at Blandford Nature Center, and we're ready to take a walk in a forest. A forest of fright. Stop scaring me. Mrs. Paul, you're scaring me. So, boys and girls, we've got an idea. Let's get out in the great outdoors. Friends, I'm out here in a forest ecosystem on this beautiful day right behind the school. So let's take a look at some of the things I see in the forest today. Oh my gosh, as I walk through the forest, I see something that gives me a little fright. Ah, what is it? It's a screech owl. Boys and girls, some people are afraid of owls because they come out at night. They're nocturnal. But did you know? Look, here's a little bit of water. What do I see in the water here? In this water in this forest, oh, I see the head of a predator. People are afraid of predators because they eat meat. Can you tell that this animal eats meat? Look at the sharp teeth. If an animal like this northern pike eats meat, they're going to have some long, sharp teeth in their skull. Look at the northern pike. Pretty scary, huh? Woo! Hey, check this out. In this forest, I found another skull. This is the skull of an animal that eats meat. Can you tell by looking at the sharp canine teeth? The canine teeth are these long teeth that a dog and cat has. We don't have long pointed canine teeth. Any animal with the canine teeth is a meat eater. Now this one has molars on the bottom that are kind of flattened. The flat molars tell me that this animal is an omnivore. It has flat molars and sharp canine teeth. That means it eats both plants and meat. This is the skull of a fox. Oh, and look up there in the tree. Ah! It's a big spider. Does that scare you? Is it real or fake? Hey, look, it's another skull. This one is a little different than the fox skull. This is the skull of an animal that's a little bit bigger called a raccoon. This raccoon has the same kind of teeth. It has a long, sharp canine tooth that tells me it eats meat, but it also has flat molars. Look at these molars. They're kind of like our back teeth. The flat molars tell me that this animal ate meat and plants. This is another example of an omnivore. Raccoons are omnivores. Cool. Teeth give us clues about what an animal eats. Awesome. Friends, I know people use skulls during this time of year to try to scare you, but think about it. Your skull is very important. It protects your brain, and it gives your eyes a place to hang out, and it holds your teeth. Skulls are important. They're part of your body. Nice job, skull. You don't scare me. It's all part of science. And look, I found other skulls. Friends, I have a claim to make. My claim is that the teeth on skulls can tell us what an animal eats. Can you find evidence to support my claim? Listen carefully and see if I give you enough evidence. This skull has a long, sharp canine tooth. As soon as you see the long, sharp canine teeth, you know the animal eats meat. This skull also has pointed, sharp molars. Different from your human teeth, these sharp molars and sharp pointed canine teeth tell me that this animal was a carnivore, an animal that eats mostly meat. And in fact, this is the skull of a gray wolf. Hear the wolf howling? That was just me. Ah! Whoa, look at this one. Now this skull, right away you can see that it eats meat. It has the long pointed canine tooth. But look at its molars. This is the skull of a large mammal that lives up north in Michigan and even around here now. It has flat molars, which tell me that this animal ate both plants and meat when it was alive. This is the skull of a, make your guess right now. It's a bear. That's the skull of a black bear. Awesome. Not scary, it's science. And the teeth told me what it eats. Hey, here's another skull. And there's a mouse! A mouse! Mice don't scare me. It's a plastic mouse. A mouse is a plant eater. And they live out in the great outdoors sometimes, although they do get in our houses. Look at this, friends. Here's the skull of an animal. And it does not have long, sharp teeth. It has big, flat molars and no canine teeth. It had big incisors that it uses to chew bark and even chop down trees. Can you guess what plant eater had a skull like this? 1, 2, 3. It's a beaver, the largest rodent in Michigan. This is the skull of a beaver. And the teeth tell us, these flat molars tell us it ate plants when it was alive, mostly bark of trees. That's a beaver skull. Well, 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 what do we have here? Now this skull does look kind of scary, doesn't it? It has large eyes. This tells me this was the skull of an animal that can see at nighttime. Those big eyes tell me it was nocturnal. Look at that sharp, sharp tooth. That sharp canine tooth tells me that this animal ate meat when it was alive. It even has sharp molars. The back teeth on this animal are sharp and pointy. That tells me this animal was a carnivore. Do you think you know what it is? 1, 2, 3. This is the skull of a cat. Someone gave it to me. I don't know how the cat died, but that's a cat skull. Cats are meat eaters. Look at this. You probably know this animal because this one has antlers. Can you tell me what animal had a skull like this? I'll give you to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. That's right, it's a white-tailed deer. Look at that skull. You can see where the eyes went right here. These are the eye sockets. This was its nose. You can see that this animal has no sharp canine teeth. Canine teeth would be right here. It doesn't have any. Instead, it has these molars that are pretty flat. That tells you that deer are plant eaters. They don't eat meat, they're plant eaters. Plant eaters are called herbivores in science. Look at the skull of the white-tailed deer. It's a plant eater. Awesome. The forest of fear. Oh, what is it? That's a skeleton. Maybe it's someone who got lost. Or maybe it's just a plastic skeleton to teach us about science. Look at that skull. That skull holds your eyeballs, your teeth, and your brain. Look at the rib cage. There's a snake in the rib cage. The ribs on a human skeleton help protect the heart and the lungs. And look at those long bones. The longest bone in your body, the femur, that holds your leg muscles. Look at the human skeleton. What a great part of science, learning about the human body.
Hello, first graders. It's Mr. Peterson. Hey, I hope that video wasn't too scary for you. Now it's your turn. Complete the assignment by filling in the Venn diagram in the Seesaw response page. Move the pictures of the animals from the video to the correct circle and tell me if they're a plant eater, a meat eater, or if they eat both. Remember, animals need food in their habitats. Have a great weekend.